We spend so much time talking about doctors, new treatments, and breakthrough medicines. But what if one of the biggest challenges in healthcare isn't a complex procedure, but something as basic as just getting a ride? Today, we're going to dive into a critical and honestly often overlooked piece of the healthcare puzzle: reliable medical transportation.
So let me ask you, what do you think is one of the biggest unseen challenges in healthcare today? It's probably not what you think. It's not some cutting-edge new technology or a rare disease. It's something far more fundamental, and it affects millions of people every single day.
Well, here's the thing. For millions of people, we're talking seniors, patients with disabilities, or folks managing chronic conditions, the actual journey to the doctor's office is a massive barrier. We're not just talking about a simple errand here. It's a huge obstacle that can literally determine their entire health outcome. Okay, so what actually happens when that ride just doesn't show up? It's way more than just an inconvenience. The consequences create this huge and honestly really expensive ripple effect that spreads across the entire healthcare system. And you can see that domino effect right here. It's so clear. It all kicks off with just one unreliable ride. That leads directly to a missed appointment. From there, a patient's condition can actually get worse, which leads to needing more intense treatments, and you guessed it, much higher costs for everybody. And the damage? It's specific, and it's pretty severe. We're talking about huge gaps in care, chronic illnesses getting worse, and even hospitalizations that could have been totally prevented. And just think about critical treatments like dialysis or chemotherapy. A single missed ride can throw the whole plan off track. That's a massive deal for the patient's health and, of course, the overall cost of their care. Okay, but here's the good news. There is a solution that's designed specifically for this exact problem. It's called non-emergency medical transport, or NEMT for short, and it's all about bridging that critical gap in care. So what is NEMT really? The best way to think about it is, well, it's not like your everyday rideshare. It's much more like a specialized medical service. The two words to remember here are professional and reliable. Because this isn't just about getting from one place to another. It's a crucial part of a patient's whole care plan. And the folks who rely on NEMT, it's a really wide range. It could be a senior citizen, a patient who uses a wheelchair, someone who's managing a long-term condition, or even a person just trying to get home after surgery. Basically, it's a lifeline for anyone who can't just hop in a regular car. And that really brings us to a super important point. NMET is so much more than just a ride. The real value is in all the professional details, the things that make sure a patient can travel safely and, just as importantly, with dignity. Just look at the difference when you put it side by side with an everyday ride, a regular service. Their job is to get you from point A to point B. That's it. But a professional NEMT service is all about patient safety and comfort. Their drivers are actually trained in how to assist patients. The vehicles are accessible, for wheelchairs or stretchers. The whole experience is built from the ground up around what the patient needs. And that focus on safety and comfort, it makes all the difference in the world. We're talking about someone who knows how to safely help a person in and out of the vehicle. It means having the right accommodations for a wheelchair or stretcher in a clean, well-maintained van. It's about making the whole trip a dignified, stress-free experience. Now, the cool thing is, the benefits don't just stop with the patient. This is where you really start to see how a reliable NEMT service can ease the burden on absolutely everyone: families, caregivers, and even the entire healthcare system. Just think about it from a family's perspective for a second. The emotional impact is huge. Listen to this. Knowing a loved one will arrive safely and on time provides peace of mind. Wow. For any caregiver out there who's juggling work, their own family, and a loved one's health, that kind of reassurance, it's priceless. So when you can hand over the transportation to a professional service you trust, it just frees up families and caregivers. They don't have to completely upend their lives for every single appointment. Instead, they can focus their energy where it matters most, on giving that emotional support and helping with recovery. And for the healthcare system itself, the impact is massive. When you have reliable transport, you get fewer no-shows. It's that simple. And that means clinics can actually run on schedule, which makes things more efficient for doctors, for the staff, and even for the other patients waiting. It's like this positive ripple effect that benefits the whole system. So, when you boil it all down, this entire conversation comes back to one single powerful idea: reliability.
Look, dependable transportation isn't a luxury. It's not some optional add-on. It is a fundamental, absolute cornerstone of effective healthcare. Because without it, the best doctors, the best treatments in the world, they're completely out of reach for millions of people. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. Maybe for yourself or for someone you love. Could reliable transport be the missing piece in your healthcare plan? Because at the end of the day, making sure you can get to your care is every bit as important as the care itself.